I didn't think the last video was going to do that well, but I checked it after a while and saw that it did very, very well. So I want to start this off by saying thanks. It was a very nice reminder that my subscribers are some of the greatest people on this planet, and that sometimes you just gotta let it fly, you know? This is a huge step away from the content that I usually make, so to see it get just as much love means a lot to me. It's been a very, very hot minute since the last one, but I'm very excited to show you some of the new progress for my game. The title is actually a huge lie. This is actually like devlog number 6. Hell, it's probably not even 6 no more. I can't count. I genuinely don't know how other YouTube devs keep track of their development. Like, the last thing I'm thinking about whenever I'm finishing something is to upload a video about it. I'm usually thinking, shit. It's been X months since the last devlog and the game has made so much progress, it's honestly ridiculous. In that time, I've worked on enemies, art design, dungeon generation, sound design, and many more. Last time I showed you what the game looked like, it looked like this, but now it looks like this. That's a title screen, gang, with an options menu and the ability to start a single player and multiplayer game. There's crack in my water. I could talk so much, but I think it'd be best to start with the biggest change so far, and that's the actual world of Labyrinth Nights. For the longest time, I was wondering what kind of world I wanted the player to exist in, and I eventually decided that I really enjoyed the idea of vast landscapes with a dungeon somewhere on the map. I especially wanted to hone in on the idea of making skyboxes that would be recognizable and unique to the world that I was building. Some references I had were Super Mario 64 skyboxes and those nostalgic skyboxes from OG Roblox when we still had ticks. Like, real shit, do y'all remember ticks? Because I do. This idea allowed me to come up with many variations of the same basic map. With differences in the skybox ambience, enemy placement, and music, I can take the 2 maps that I actually have modeled out and pretty much turn them into like 8 or 9 depending on the position that I put all my stuff in. Basically making more with less. Doing that reminds me of my beginnings with chiptuning, working with sound limitations, where it really challenges me to bring out my creativity, you feel? Along with the overworld, I also finished working on the pub, which will serve as your lobby for when games have concluded or are currently waiting to start. There's not too much to actually speak about regarding this, so I'll let the photos and audio do some talking. I'm not gonna hold you, I just remember photos cannot talk, so I'll just have to take over. Lethal Company and Zelda 1 served as a huge inspiration for the creation of my dungeons, where the idea is to make base rooms with designs and then fit them together like puzzle pieces. This workflow allows for dungeons to feel new and refreshing while also maintaining its familiarity by using a puzzle piece multiple times in a row. I really like the idea of someone being able to just become so familiar with the types of rooms that runs can be quickly completed just by using your environment to get an idea of what's necessary to hit before making it to the next room. However, there was one thing about most of the dungeon ideas that I had that I didn't like, and that was the fact that most rooms feel like they're confined to just be squares. At some point, I did start to feel kind of limited by the fact that most of the rooms were just simple blocks and squares. So I decided to make more rooms where they had more abstract shapes like a rectangle, double layer rooms, the L shape, to pretty much add more variety to the rooms while also maintaining the fact that there is a straight line path from the beginning of the dungeon to the end of the dungeon. Coming up with this algorithm to make the dungeon was absolute hell, if I'm being so honest with you, and it doesn't make it any much better to know that there was already a couple videos on the internet where it taught you how to do stuff like this. But no, I ain't using that mess, because it's my algorithm, and mine is better. Algorithm starts by generating 5 rooms for the first floor, a staircase leading to 5 more rooms for the second floor, and then a staircase leading to the bottom where it's the heart room. Each of these rooms may have a little offshoot room to add more depth to the dungeon, but overall there is a definite pathway that will lead you from the beginning to the heart room. When you do get to the heart room, you're basically going to touch it and then a portal will spawn. Huh, I wonder what happens if you touch that portal. Oh my god! The fuck? A B rank? Hold on, I know I can do better than that. Let's try that shit again. So the main idea for Labyrinth Nights is that you have 2 main goals. First, within 12 minutes you are to enter this dungeon and obtain the dungeon heart and then teleport out of there. But also, within these 12 minutes you are tasked with obtaining as much loot as possible so that you can receive your rank afterwards. And nobody wants to be a stupid, dumb idiot baby and get an F, you know? So make sure you grab as much loot as possible. Pretty much you will rinse and repeat this and just rack up as much loot as possible. But keep in mind, every single third run that you go on, so basically your third run, your 6th, your 9th, your 12th, on those runs in particular, instead of finding a dungeon heart, you will find a memento. This memento is pretty much a fragment of the lords of the previous realms. And although I don't have much implemented for them right now, in the future, there will be great consequences for taking these. Overall, working on this game has been a very enjoyable endeavor, and I hope it'll stay that way. Because like all my projects, I don't ever want to get tired of working on it, because how am I going to be proud of something that I don't like working on, you know? In the next video, I'll go over the enemies, and by the next video, I might just have the game out in early access if I keep doing what I've been doing. If you enjoyed the video and want to support me, consider subscribing. If you only came for the game dev, then I encourage going to my Twitter or my Blue Sky or my Patreon to stay updated on that. If you like me, then my number is 248-434-5508. Let's get some dinner sometime, shawty. Thanks for watching, and oh, whoa, your bed is very messy, bro. You should go make that thing right now. Like right now.